Mr. Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So we'll take a look here at Bitcoin. We'll take a look at gold, silver, crude oil, and natural gas. I'm going to show you some different charts here going on here today, especially on crude oil. We're going to show you a seasonality chart. And then on silver, I'm just going to show you a weekly chart. Actually a monthly chart also here, just so you can get a good gist on exactly when you have a run up, what happens eventually over time. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy or stock about ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, started off here with the old Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin was having a pretty good day here, but again, if you watched my video this morning, you notice that what I've been pointing out here is this key 21 day and that key 8 SMA here. Now, you can see so far we're holding that 88,245. That's the 8 day. On the upside, yeah, did we pop above it? But you got to close above it. We can't have old sticky here like we had there. Okay, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Okay, unless you're just trading it like what I'm doing with the BITX. Okay, then you can just get yourself a long trade, and then it just pulls back here. But realistically, to go say, hey, I'm going to be all balls out long here, I got to close above that 21 day. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on the upside. 89,540, roughly, what? That switched right over. Okay, so right there, 89,549. Then we look at today's high at 96.10 level. Okay, we come up to this mark right here. You're looking at 91,660 level. We'll come up there at that 93.70, and we come up there at 93.850. Then we're looking for this retest that's 94.950. That's basically the top of that candle. Once we get above it, then we come over here to the top of this candle here, looking at 96.145. We look to the bottom there, 97.905. Then we're looking for that 50-day at 98.584. But realistically, to get this all started, is you got to close above that 21-day in order just to attack that 94.950. And then if you break that, you can have the 50-day. You break that, you got the 200-day, and then we have the 100-day. Now, on the downside here, just watch that 8-day. It's going to be very key, 88,253. Now, if we lose that level, then we're going to come right down here to what we got going on here. Okay, so you got 86. 500 level. We come back down to a Friday's low here at that 85 135, and then we come down to 85 505, and then this is going to be a key level at 84 120. Now, if we lose this area, then we're going to come down here to that 8750 area, and that's going to be very, very key if it comes all the way down. Right now, we got sideways consolidation, and it's basically just a trade. You just can't get off the old schneid as of yet. Okay, so 43 here, that's not overbought, oversold. The green is over your red. Never did cross over. So actually, this is looking good, but remember, this is just a trading situation. Now we look at a weekly chart. You can see here how uptrending. See how we have a low, higher low, and a higher low situation. And so far, we're holding that key 100 SMA. That's always a good positive. Okay, let me pick her up a little bit. There you go. See, that's we got to hold on the closing base. Now you can see where it popped through, held it, and then we got to see what's going on this week here. But the key is that 85,804 level. We lose it, you got to come right down, retest that 87.50. Now, if again, we start losing that, then we come right down to the bottom here. You're looking at 78.675. We'll come down here, 76.735. And then here's your big retest down there at 74.635 level. That's going to be your big retest. Now, on the upside, you can see we got this strong resistance going on here with this 8-day. It just can't seem to get through. So 91.511, that's where we got to bust above. But again, we look at today's high. What do we have here? You had 96.10 level. You got to break above that in order. Once you do that, we can break above that 8-day, and then we can start heading right for that 94.950. Now, again, just because it's rolling on over here, that's the same thing it did here. Okay, so again, that can turn, but you got to get some kind of a catalyst here to bust it up above, and then we can start hitting maybe the 50-day, maybe even that 21-day here over time. But right now, we still got a good uptrending chart. This here is not overbought or oversold. The green is still below your red. But now, if you look at these little bars here coming up here, they're starting to move on up higher here. So I think I need to just be a little bit patient on a situation. Easy way to trade this: BITX for the long, BITI there for the old short ski. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, and you can see where she's breaking out. Okay, she's breaking out. So what we're looking for is to look at that price channel at 44.09. That was right there. That was Thursday's high. But I was watching right here on top of this candle is this 43.98. Let's just call it 4,400. Now you can see where it busted up here. So you got 44.77. So I think next step is going to go to that 4,500 mark. Okay, I don't really see how you're not going to go because you've got a nice, good uptrending chart. Now you can see how I was oversold here. Now we're just starting to get I mean, overbought here. We're just starting to get overbought here. So this has a ways to run, just like what we had here. Okay. So again, looks like it's right. You got a bullish mode here, and it's going to go up. Looks like it's going to go much higher. Okay. So on the downside, what you want to do is just watch that price down, 44.09. You got to hold that. If not, we have very easy. You have your 8-day, 43.50, 39. 42.67 and then 41.70. But right now, everything is uptrending and your price is above all your simple moving averages, looking very, very good. Your green is over your red, shows momentum to the upside. And this is just starting this, has plenty of room to run. It just shows that as a very, very strong commodity. And that's what we had. Now, if you look at this, we have a cup, we have a handle, we have consolidation, rallied up, another consolidation, and now it looks like she's a runner. So GLD is a trade there to go up higher. Okay, silver, same thing. I'm looking for that 70 mark here, and we came now pretty close to it, We hit that 69.52. So realistically, what you're looking for is that 70. Once you crack that, even that flat number of that 70, then 71, 72, 75. We don't know where it's all going to shake out. But I'm going to show you a silver chart here over long term, and then I'm going to show you just a couple things on there. So really on the downside here, what you're watching is Friday's high, 67, 68 level. Okay, but realistically, what we're really watching is right here is this 65.21. As long as we're holding that 8-day, it's sideways to up action kind of a situation. We start losing that, then we can come down here, 62.11. We come down here at that 61.01, and then we have right there 59.99 level. Okay, but right now this looks like it wants to go higher. I'm just looking forward to ready to crack that 70 mark. Once you do there, then we go to the next level, 71, 72. It's just that psychological flat number kind of a situation. Now you can see here how strong this is. Even though this is an overbought situation, you can see how it can stay there because this is very, very strong and it's just weaving its way all the way through. Okay, the green is over your red. There's really nothing shows that this is going to be at a sell time, anything right now very, very soon here. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm going to show you on a weekly chart here, actually a monthly chart here on silver, exactly what can happen. Eventually, it's going to end. It's always going to happen on silver. Okay. All right, here we have that silver. Here's your daily chart. You can see here where you have that nice good run up. Your cup, your handle, sideways action, consolidation, run up, consolidation, and now we're peaking all the way up here. But this is what I really want to show you. Now, this is the max. This is over a 20-year period kind of situation. And you can see the run up that we had. Now, I want you to look to the past. This was 2011, okay? Now, look at the run up that you had, okay? You got all the way there, okay, all the way up to that 49.82 level, okay? And that was rallying up very, very nice. But then when it sold off, it took a while, but when it sold off here, remember, that thing got all the way down, back down here to 18.17, okay? So you cut that right in half, okay? You cut that right in half. And that's exactly what's going to happen here, okay? So right now what you got is you got a FOMO situation. Fear of missing out. This is just relevant. But you can see here how this is peaking, and it's only going to go to a point. And when it rolls, it's going to be just like what we had here. And when you have a hard time, when that sells off, it's going to just get absolutely crushed all the way on down. And then it'll retest a certain level. Then it'll just come down and hang out, and then it's just basically flatline. So again, what you don't want to do is get caught like here. Okay, so remember, take profits on the way out. I just trade the SLV. I just trade the GLD. Okay, you miss out a little bit, but who cares? Okay, you don't need to buy the bottom and sell the top. All you're looking for is that meet in the middle kind of a situation. But just remember, when you had that high all the way to 49.18, 82 level, and you got all the way back down here to 18.17, you got chopped. Okay, you got chopped, and you got chopped very, very hard. Now again, then look what happened here. All these years, look at all these years that this was absolute flatline. Okay, and then basically all flatline here to the 24th. Okay, so right now you're running up here because you got a big brouhaha going between U.S. and Venezuela kind of situation. So you're really running up on that kind of a scenario. So always be cautious. So this is what I wanted to show you, because eventually what's going to happen to this is what happened in the past is this. Remember, where it's been is usually where it's going. And when it rolls, it comes down hard and it just sits there. And then you got nothing but dead money for years and years and years. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. All right, here we have crude oil, your daily chart. Okay, now this is no surprise that we have a little run up. Okay, so what we're looking for here came down to 54.98. Okay, but you notice how it closed. Just look right up here on these numbers right here. Look at the C letter. Okay, when you look at that, where did it close at? It closed at 55.17. So just look to the left of the chart here. What do you see? Okay, 55.12. It closed above that. So that's where you have your double bottom there, right there in play. Okay, so then what it is got a little bit of rally, sideways consolidation, went above the 8-day, and now we're stuck right here at that 200-day. Okay, so upside, you're watching at 58.08. Next level you're going to go is 58.97 level. Then we have a target up here at 60.50, your 100-day right there at that 61.12, and then your 200-day at 63.10. Now again, if we can get above that, we can come up this level here. You're looking at 65.40, and we come all the way up there, 66.42 level. Very, very easy. Okay, now on the downside here, what you're really watching is this 8-day. That's going to be very key. 56.81. We lose that. We come down to Friday's low, 55.61 level. Then we can retest this 55.12. Okay, and then we can retest this 54.98. We lose that. You got 53, 50, 47. Come all the way down to 43 level. As a very, very possible. Not in this time frame, but I'm going to show you the time frame right here in just a little bit. Now you can see here how we just never got to a oversold condition. We're rallying up here 49, so this has plenty of room to run. The green is about ready to cross the red. Again, we have that 21-day, which is very, very strong, and then we have that 50-day. But again, we have a seasonality play, so don't be afraid to scalp the UCO longer, or however you want to trade it. That's the way you want to trade it on the upside, is we just do a scalp long here. But again, this runs out. So right now, I'm going to show you a seasonality chart so you know what I'm talking about. All right, here we have a seasonality chart. Okay, so here we are in December. Okay, what do? We bottom all the way down, 54.98, came all the way down. Now look at it moving. Now this chart is over a 20-year period. Okay, this is over a 20-year period. So if you want to look up anything seasonality, I don't care if it's gold, if it's silver, it's platinum, palladium, whatever you want to do. All you got to do is you can go on my playlist. I got them all right there for you, or just go to equityclock.com. Everything is sitting right there. Click on exactly what you want. But right now, see how this is in December? This is where that rally is. So I'm talking about, and you rally into January. See, you rally to that first about a week of January, then it just gets hammered. Okay, then what it is then you have a sideways action, come down to February, and then this is your buy point going back into summer driving. Okay, so actually this chart played out pretty good this year. It's been selling right on off here. You can just see like on a chart, it's been selling. Okay, and then now you're going to have that rally. So just take a look at that seasonality there. So when you look at the chart I just showed you, there's really nothing that's unexpected. When you look at this chart, you say, okay, it's going to come down to this time period, and then it rallies up. Now, I've been telling you this here for, 3-4 months. So I just hope that you get the gist of it, and maybe this will make it a lot clearer for you. And you can see where you have that rally up here about the first week of January. But don't get excited to it, because it does get hammered all the way on down again. Okay, and then it has that sideways, situation, and then we can start rallying, say, mid to end of February, and then we can take it right back up again. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. Now you can see where you just couldn't get off the ocean night today. Okay, so we popped right on up here, and then where did we go? We went through the 8-day and then went right directly in the 50-day. That's why you trade the charts. Okay, and then it came right on down. Now we have a bottoming tail. So let's just see how that's going to shake out, kind of a situation. So on the upside, we're watching right here, 404 level, okay? Then what we're going to be watching is that 50-day at 414. You got to get above that. Then we can test this area here at that 421 level. Then we can test this level here at that 425. And then we just venture right here. You got 439. We got 444. And then we'll be looking for that 450 level. That's your 21 SMA, okay? Now, downside, realistically, this is everything, is this 3.84. Okay, if we lose that, then what we have is today's low, what we had all the way down to 379. If you look to the rest of the chart here, we had 378, and that's what held it. Okay, now your next level is right there, is 375. That's your gap. Okay, then we come out to this 357, your 200-day and 100-day, and then we have that gap fill at 3.43. Okay, very, very simple. Now, you look at here, you're not overbought, you're not oversold. The green is below your red, kind of a situation. So right now, you're just kind of doing the sideways action. But the key to this is you got to get back above that 8-day, and you have to close above that 50-day. If you do, then we have all this resistance, okay? But these are minor. Your big target is going to be right there at that 450, is that 21 SMA. Downside here, you got to have that 3.84, but you got to close above it. You can't just pop and drop. You close below that, then we start hitting that 375. We hit the 100-day, the 200-day, and then we can even hit that gap fill. Okay, so let's take a look at a seasonality chart here on natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. Okay, so now we're coming into this December timeframe, and you can see here how we have that nice rally into November, but now all those contracts are going to be rolling over, kind of a situation. Okay, so this is what we have going on here now. So when this is selling off here, This is no big deal. Okay, you look outside and say, oh man, it's 20 degrees. It's snowing out. It's this and that. Yeah, that all sounds good. But we're already in those futures in the contracts here. You're not in the December contract. You're already January. You're already out there. So what it is already predicting that says, okay, this trade is pretty much done. Okay, so what you want to do is you buy to go into that hurricane season situation, and then you rally it up here to November. Then you can see where it just topped right out here, and now it's sell up. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a relief rally, come right back up here again. I see, but this is over a 20-year a period. And then we look here in January where you'll have that little pop-up kind of a situation, but then when it just gets hammered, then we'll come back into here, because then what you're just looking for is now you're looking for the heating and the not heating, but the cooling system coming on here. And a lot of times you'll run up in July and August, but then we start hitting September, you hit that hurricane season and it rallies up. So this is over a 20-year period here too, and it gives you a good gist of exactly what natural gas is. So this is selling off here. It's not selling off here like it is like, oh, geez, what a shock it is. Just look at a seasonality chart over a 20-year period, and it says this is normal for what it's doing. Okay? All right, let's take a look here now at the indexes. All right, here we have the Dow, S&P, and the old Nasdaq. Okay, so you can see now the Dow here is rolling up here very, very nicely. Okay, it topped out there at that big 48,886 level, came around down, was holding this area. Now we're back above the 8 day. Okay, so that's going to be your key support level, 48,256. We lose that, we'll come down to today's low. You're going to 48,199. We'll come down here, 47.94. We'll come down here to that 47,849, and then we're looking for the 21 day, looking for the 50 day, and we can come down to the 100 day, and we come all the way down to the retest. Now, on the upside, what you're watching is 48,457. You want to make sure that we close above this level right here, 48,431. If you do, then we can start hitting that top of that candle, 48,679, 48,756, and then we have the retest. You crack out of there, you're going to 50,000. Just that simple. Okay, now here, got plenty of room to run. The green is still over your red. This is here looking still very, very bullish, especially going into the end of the year. Okay, now S&P here looking very, very good. Look at there, popped right on up. Now, we had the big red candle here, okay? But again, remember, one day does not make a trade, okay? So then we just rallied up here, and we got Friday, we went above the 21 day and the 8 day, and now look at us, okay? So now we're looking to retest that level right there, that 69.03. If we do, the next level is 69.20. You crack above that, you're going to 7,000, okay? Just that simple. Downside, very easy. 8 day, okay? Right here, 21 day, green, 50 day, we lose that. We come to the bottom of this candle, 67.20. Then we have your 100 SMA, and you can come down to 65.21. Right here, plenty of room to run. Okay, the green is circling around. Possible here. But the key is watch that level right there, 69.03. We crack that. Then there's your big retest. Okay, now this is not as good as the Dow. It's up a $1.22 today, so it's really not that bad. Again, came down, big red candle. Never made it to the 100 day. Then Friday, it shot right back up here. So today was a good day. It was going to go up. So you have that 23,476 level. Here's your next level, 23,554. Then you retest at 23,704 level right there. Now, get above that. You want to look to the bottom of the candle because that's the gap fill. 23,764. Then you have your retest at 24,190. You crack that, you're probably going to go to 25,000. Okay, because look at here. You got plenty of room to run. Okay, plenty of room to run. On the downside, very, very easy. You want to watch that 21 day right there in the yellow. We want to watch the 8 day in the blue, and then we want to watch the 50 day, 23,150. We lose that, we come to the bottom of that candle, 23,143, the bottom here, 22,692, and then right here, 22,549. Very simple, and then we have the big retest down here. But this time of the year, this looks like everything wants to go a little higher, kind of a situation. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing here now. It looks like we're just going higher. So don't have no opinion. Just want to trade the chart. Now, tomorrow is going to be a lot of information. They're going to jam all the information here in one day for the whole week in one day. Okay, so just get prepared for that. So that market could be, either way kind of situation. And plus, we also have that turnaround Tuesday situation going tomorrow. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. And remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.